Sorry about that, you guys. My mic went off. My mic went out. My mic went out. Sorry about that. But in closing, we just had a great call, right? We just had a great live mental health conversation and book review. So we're finna close us out. I'm gonna go ahead and add them once again. Let's close out this call. We're gonna let him tell you guys where to find the book, etc. Okay.
All right.
Welcome back. We back. We
Yes,
back. We
sir.
back. Okay, like I was saying, I thank you for sharing this. Like I said, courageous vulnerability definitely was courageous. I accomplished, we accomplished, what the call was set out to do, which is, like I said earlier, I wanted to get another perspective and another view on vulnerability because there's a lot to say about vulnerability as being a weakness, but we brought out that vulnerability is a strength and that vulnerability as a strength is one of the things that we need to assist us in our healing journey. Because without vulnerability, like I said earlier, it's kind of hard to learn yourself. You can't learn from the errors that you've made. Because if you're gonna get stronger, you can't get stronger without knowing your current weakness. You know, how can you? You know what I'm saying? You have to have something that you're looking at to measure up to see that you're stronger than you was before. So I think value vulnerability is one of those measurements that you can use to measure your strength or to measure your weakness. So I really think that it's one of those things that we should keep near and by, but not allow it to be used in a negative way.
All right.
So I thank you for sharing that. Like you was talking about the poem Pray, how you wrote that, how it inspired you, and how you didn't want to share it. So I definitely understand the topic 100%. Great topic, bro. I didn't want to ask you the cliche question. Everybody that do book reviews. What about the topic? I didn't really want to. I didn't want to just ask that open question like that. I really wanted to dive into the topic, and as you can see, it kind of revealed itself.
Mhm.
Um, so with that being said, I thank you for being on the platform. Could you tell the people where to find you, where the book will be sold, and what could we look forward to?
Um, the book can be sold on Amazon. You can look it up by title and author name, Justin Wilson. So it'll be Courageous Vulnerability by Justin Wilson or From the Pews by Justin Wilson. What to expect from the book? The book is not a sit and read. It's not just a sit and read. Every piece in the book is accompanied by 5 questions. A lot of thought went into the questions. The questions are intended to not let you just sit down, experience an emotion, and walk away from it. It's intended to actually let you think about that emotion. Um, and see, if necessary, see yourself, if possible, see yourself, or see somebody else. Um, in the book, um, it's not just about like traumatic experiences. It's a variety of experiences being discussed in the book. Um, the book is really all over the place. It's not like a one subject book. It's all over the place.
Right.
But it was like me sitting back and observing culture. Um, I am an admitted overthinker. So I look at things in culture and I think about them. Like I enjoy thinking about things in culture, hearing different um perspectives and putting myself in different people's shoes when that's possible. And the book kind of allows the reader to my, my intention in the book was to put the reader into the place where they can put themselves see themselves and somebody else's perspective, and to put, I guess, to put somebody else's shoes on. Like, consider somebody else. Um, consider yourself. As you know, you've read it, so you know it goes into a lot of different areas, and
Yeah.
you know, if one area don't get you, another one will. That's
Oh,
my
definitely.
belief. That's
Oh,
my belief
definitely.
about it, and I'm proud of it. It's crazy because, like, now that I'm in the process of putting the book out there, I've had to go back to From the Pews, and I read From the Pews, and I'm like, what was I thinking about? You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
but I'm happy. I'm happy I wrote it because, like I said, From the Pews was the first book, and again, a lot of the poems in From the Pews have time on them. They're older than my children. Most of the poems in From the Pews are, I'll say this, I haven't lived down south in 17 years, and a good majority of the stuff in From the Pews was older than that.
Good God.
They predate moving to New Jersey. Um, some of the stuff in Courageous Vulnerability was birthed in the time that I've been living in New Jersey and was available to have gone into From the Pews, but I just wasn't courageously vulnerable at the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Plug,
Good.
yeah.
I was just gonna say that. Good plug. For sure.
But I thank God, for allowing me to have the experiences that I've had. I thank God for the different therapists that I've had conversations with. Like I have the therapist that I actually go through my process with, but I know therapists, and there are people who have been my therapist who didn't know they were my therapist, but they just
Mm,
give really good advice.
yeah.
And they hear you, and you never hear what you talk to them about again. So without the threat of punishment from the law, they are confidential people. Um,
Right.
and that has been a blessing, that was that, I'm grateful to them to have safe spaces, while I build. And I want to say this about, like, the vulnerability thing, because you said something that make a lot of sense. Like, anybody that follows me on social media know I'm into fitness. I lift weights. Um, I run. I try my best to eat properly. Um, Building your mental health and addressing your mental health is going to be a lot like fitness. You got to break down before you build up, and breaking down is a part of building up. So, you don't you when you're in the gym lifting weights, and anybody that's lift weights, when you lift weights, the blood is flowing, your muscles are huge, you got cuts, you see definition and everything
Yeah.
like that. That's your body. It looks good, right? But that's your body in trauma. That's actually your body saying, "Hey, I'm hurt," but it looks really good.
Yeah.
Um, and as you continue to work out, you hurt your body to the point of looking good. And it's the same thing for me. That's how I translate it in therapy. Like, I have this conversation that I don't want to have. I expose this thing that I don't want to expose. The therapist does their job, and a good therapist is going to make you face it. They don't
Right.
say it's okay to be there. They say, okay, go there. Like, you'll talk to your therapist and you'll say something, and they'll watch you respond. And based on your response, they're like, wait, let's stay there. And it's like, yeah, but it hurts there. Yeah, that's what we got to stay there so it don't
Pain
hurt no
point.
more. You see what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
understand that that's going to be a part of the process. It's not a bad thing. It's actually a great thing. You get to the point where it's like, yeah, that happened. It is what it is, and it's not, I don't feel the need to defend myself for what I put in the book. I will defend what I put in the book, but I'm not going to defend myself. Like I said what I said. Um,
Yeah.
and I love myself enough to have said it. And I didn't always love myself enough to have been honest with myself. And so I encourage everybody to love yourself enough to be honest with yourself, be honest with God. Um, and you'll find a different level of intimacy with life. And I'm not talking about a sexual thing. You'll just be able to experience life on a deeper level, um, in many ways. And I think if you can experience life on a deeper level, you could grow to a higher level. So
Mm.
that's what I would yeah, that's what I have to say about that.
I appreciate the bars
Hmm.
because I'm literally looking at your authorhood as one of you like a rapper. Like you might have a rapper that you go listen to you in a certain vibe. You feel me? Like
Right.
you are a certain type of writer to where it's like, you know what? I need to tap in. I need to tap into self. I need to do something. I need to work on self. I need to read something that's gonna get these juices flowing and get me back to work on myself. You are the type of artist that's that. You feel me? Like
Oh, wow.
don't go to Justin if you don't want to get that work. Like if you
Wow.
if you don't want to get that work, if you trying to just not face yourself, if you don't want to face yourself, if you don't want to work on yourself, if you don't want to be better, don't read Justin's book. But
Yeah.
if you want to better yourself, if you want to join the journey of healing, if you want to continue to better yourself, then this is the artist and this is the author to read. So for everybody that's going to see this video, if you're looking to grow mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually, this is the author for you. Like he said, the book is going to be releasing. Is it already released or
January 20th.
January 20th is when this book will be available.
So
So you
next
guys
Sunday.
go out and get the book.
Let me see.
We wanted we wanted to give you guys just a brief, overview, but we got to talking about some personal things. But the whole book is personal, to
Yeah, it
be
is.
honest with you. So with that being said, we thank Arthur Justin Wilson. Y'all go follow his page, Arthur Justin
Author
Wilson.
Justin
And
Wilson or Justin Wilson. Instagram is Justin Will Make It. And author Justin Wilson on Instagram. Um, yeah, hit me, holla at me.
oh yeah,
I'm not, yeah,
holla at
I'm
us.
not a therapist. I am not a mental health specialist. I want to point that out. I just believe in what they do, and I will point you to some credible people who I believe to be credible. But I'm not, I ain't gonna be. I wouldn't even try to get you to believe like I'm some hyper intelligent person that got all the answers. I'm not.
Hey, I ain't gonna let you dumb yourself down, bro. You know a lot about like you know a lot. So I mean, I really don't feel like you have to have some type of plaque on the wall or some type of certificate because I don't have those things. I have a little 2 year psychology degree, but I feel like I'm a doctor.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
that's what's
I'm
up.
not. I don't feel like I don't diagnose nobody. No, I don't do none of those things. But all it takes is knowledge. All it takes is study. All it takes is observation. And you've done that. You observe yourself. You've observed experiences that you've had. You've learned from the experiences that you've had. So why aren't you somebody that's credible? I feel like the experience is the best teacher anyway. So like, yeah, you are a teacher in your own way. You're not a medical doctor, no, but in your own way, you are a teacher and you teach through your writing, and you probably didn't even realize that, but in a way, you are giving people an opportunity to enter into the door of change, enter
Yeah.
into the door of transformation. So although you might not be like, oh, you need to take this medication, like no, you might not be that type of doctor, but you are a doctor that increase people's awareness. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that people don't have. People don't all the time have self awareness.
Oh wow, that's true. I
So
definitely didn't have to say. You're right about that.
so for sure, kudos to you, credibility. Yeah, you are credible. You're a credible source to me. I don't know what nobody else think, but I'm gonna say you're credible. Because I believe you're credible, and so you are credible because you. That's what I say you are.
Okay. It's whatever you say.
hey, hey, you credible in my book.
Yes, sir.
So with that being said, thank you everybody for tuning in to another live mental health conversation on BYOC Network. And we will be having continuous conversations about things like this. Like we said, we want to continue to produce content on the platform. And you will be seeing more of Justin Wilson on the platform in the future. We're going to be doing some work together. So, with that being said, I thank you guys for tapping in. We've been on for a while, over an hour. So, with that being said, we're out. Appreciate you for
Yes,
joining,
sir.
Author
Later.
Justin Wilson.
Bye.
Later.